WWF Magazine January 1995 review. Welcome back to Medway Wrestle. Today we're taking a look at this WWF magazine from January 1995, a fascinating snapshot of the WWF during one of its most unique periods. When you think of WWF in 1995, it's often remembered as a transition year. The new generation era was in full swing. Hulk Hogan was gone, Bret Hart was one of the company's biggest stars, and Diesel had recently become WWF champion. This magazine gives us a great look at exactly what WWF wanted fans to be excited about heading into 1995. The first thing that stands out is the cover. WWF magazines always tried to make their biggest stars look larger than life, and this issue is no exception. Looking at it now, it's a real time capsule. You can immediately tell which wrestlers the company was pushing and what stories they wanted fans invested in. As you flip through the pages, one thing that jumps out compared to modern wrestling magazines is just how much kayfabe is still alive. WWF presents everything as completely real. Rivalries are treated seriously. Wrestlers talk about their opponents as genuine enemies, and storylines are reported almost like sporting events. One of my favorite things about these old magazines is seeing who was featured prominently. Looking back with hindsight, it's interesting to see which wrestlers became major stars and which ones faded away. In early 1995, the WWF roster had a really unique mix of established names and newer talent trying to break through. The photography throughout the magazine is fantastic. WWF photographers captured some incredible moments from television and pay-per-view events. The action shots are colourful, dramatic, and really showcase the presentation style of the new generation era. The bright ring gear, colourful sets, and cartoonish characters all help define this period of WWF history. Another thing I enjoy is the advertisements. For many collectors, the adverts are almost as interesting as the articles themselves. You get to see old WWF merchandise, video games, action figures, and fan club promotions that instantly transport you back to the mid-1990s. Looking at the feature articles, WWF was clearly trying to build excitement around its top stars. Whether it was Bret Hart, Diesel, Shawn Michaels, Razor Ramon, The Undertaker, or others featured in the issue, the magazine acts as an extension of WWF television. It's designed to keep fans engaged between shows and encourage them to follow ongoing storylines. Something younger fans might not realize is how important magazines like this were before the internet. Today we can get wrestling news instantly on our phones, but in 1995, this magazine was one of the main ways fans stayed connected to WWF. You'd buy it, read every page multiple times, and study all the photos while waiting for the next television show. The interviews are another highlight. Even though they are written in character, they provide a fascinating look into how WWF wanted these wrestlers to be perceived. Heroes were portrayed as inspirational role models, while villains were presented as genuinely dangerous threats. One thing I appreciate about this issue is how optimistic it feels. WWF was entering a new year and trying to establish its next generation of stars. Looking back now, we know the company would face some difficult years ahead before the Attitude Era arrived, but this magazine captures a moment when WWF was fully committed to its colourful new generation identity. For collectors, condition is always important. The cover quality, spine, page colour, and any posters or inserts can significantly affect value. Even if a particular issue isn't worth a fortune, the historical value is enormous. You're holding a piece of wrestling history that captures exactly what WWF looked like at the start of 1995. As a collector myself, that's really the appeal of these magazines. They're more than just reading material. They're historical documents. They preserve storylines, roster changes, merchandise, advertising, and fan culture from a specific point in wrestling history. Overall, I'd give the January 1995 WWF magazine a strong recommendation for wrestling collectors. It's packed with nostalgia, offers a genuine look at the new generation era, and provides a fascinating reminder of how wrestling fans consumed content before the internet changed everything. If you're a fan of Bret Hart, Diesel, Shawn Michaels, Razor Ramon, The Undertaker, or simply the WWF of the mid-1990s, there's a lot to enjoy here. Let me know in the comments if you owned this issue back in 1995, what your favourite article was, and whether you'd like to see more vintage WWF Magazine reviews here on the channel. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and check out MedwayWrestle.com for wrestling figures and collectibles. I'll see you in the next one.